Ni hao, Wishu, William Martino, the newest member of the Chinese Taipei basketball team. Just here to greet all the fans and thank everyone for accepting me into Taiwan. Just the opportunity to represent a country that I hold close to my heart. I really loved my time here. Unfortunately, due to some stuff, I wasn't allowed back for a few years, and just the support that has maintained with me through those few years, like, showed the love that was reciprocated that I had for the country back. And so just to have the opportunity to represent the country and make it my home for the time being, it was just an opportunity that I really wanted to take when it was presented to me. There was a lot of messages from fans. They just were showing their support for me. A lot of people put in a lot of extra work to make sure it was done. It was just a lot of hard work on every end, and for me, it's finally happened. It's just a really big relief. I can't thank everybody enough, from the fans to those who worked on it. It's just been a process for a really long time, and just to have it all done has just been something that, a day that we dreamed of, and so now to have it be here is just really exciting. As a player, I'm growing older, more mature. I've tried to increase different things of my game, such as work on my shot better, try to become in better shape always. As an athlete, you're always trying to improve, and so I like to think that I'm a different player than I was a few years ago, but I'd also like to think I'm a better player now. I understand the game more. I've been around the world a few more places and just learned some new things along the way. So the fire and the passion for the game and for the country is still there, but as a player, I just think I've probably improved a little bit on different areas. So I went to a university called Creighton University and graduated in 2015, and from there I started my professional career. I started in Estonia, then I went to Denmark, which is kind of near Sweden, I think. Then I went to Cyprus and Romania, and those were my stops in Europe. And then the next year I came to Formosa and the ABL in Taiwan in 2018 and 19. That was obviously a great year when we were able to lead the Dreamers to a really good record, and from there I went to Bahrain for a few months because of complications with visas in Taiwan. Then I went to the Malaysia Dragons in the same league as the Formosa Dreamers. That was another successful year personally. Unfortunately, that year was cut short due to the current pandemic we're still in. Summer of 2020 is when we initially started working on the idea of the Taiwanese citizenship and playing for Chinese Taipei. For that, I ended up signing in Mexico for a short-term deal because we just didn't know when everything was going to be done. So I went to Mexico for a few months, and then due to the pandemic, I left early because of the way everything was being handled down there. I didn't feel safe, and I went to Uruguay in February of 2021 and was there until May. I played for 3 months. From there, I went to Hong Kong for a few months before I came and returned to Taiwan. Not yet. It's something that I'd like to do, obviously. My wife she's been trying to find some as well. She's really into the culture here and learning about everything. And I think it's something that we're going to try and do together at some point, is try and learn some Mandarin together. So if it is through an app where we just practice, then we'll do that until we can't. But I know she's looked up some classes, so maybe I'll join her with those. So I started playing basketball around 3rd or 4th grade. I just really fell in love with the action of it, the moving up and down on the court. I played baseball also for up until about my sophomore or junior year, so 16 or 17 years old. It was kind of boring for me. Just a lot of standing around. I was better at baseball, but it came time to choose sports, and that's when I chose to pursue basketball. And then obviously the ultimate goal is to be a professional basketball player. From then on, I pretty much dedicated my life to getting to the highest level I could in basketball. So basically, all I've known is sports my whole life. I pretty much just wanted to be an athlete, and I didn't know where it would lead me to. Even graduating college, I assumed I'd be in Europe my whole career and didn't even foresee myself coming to Asia, let alone being lucky enough to become a citizen of another country. And so it's just all been something that I feel very blessed to have and very appreciative of the whole entire journey that's led me up to this point. I'd say every place has a little bit more unique style, a little different. Taiwan, I would say, is a lot of team ball with some isolation stuff mixed in, and there's always good shooters on the court. If there's help, you find your coverage and you find your teammate in the corner or something, and they'll usually knock down the threes. So the South America leagues, it was very physical, a lot of dirty players. Not so much team-oriented. It was interesting to play there. Was able to learn about being more tough inside, stuff like that. Europe is another team-oriented game. Like run the play from the top of the shot clock to the end to find the best shot and not necessarily let individuals show their talent. So for me, I enjoy the Asian style of basketball the most, just the way it's played. I think it's very pure form. I really enjoyed the Asian Taiwanese style. My breakout year was my first year in Formosa, and that was the year I was really started to understand my potential, and I think it was just how the style of game was, and I found something that meshed with how I played with a lot of inside out. I wasn't being held to one position to run to down the middle of the court and post up or pick and pop. I was able to show my versatility. I was able to bring the ball up the court, start the offense and pass. Just get my teammates involved while showing everything I could do. So I've always enjoyed playing in the continent of Asia the most. Even though I'm a big guy, I'm very nimble, I still can move fast. So if a guy is bigger and slower, I'll use my speed. And then if he is not as strong or so, then I'll be able to use strength. So I always try and lean on my strengths for the game that I'm playing. So depending on how the matchup is, the coaches will come to me with their game plan and how they want me to be used, and however they think best is whatever to help the team win is what I'll do. I know that there's a lot of talented players in Taiwan, but there's not a lot of height right now. I mean, that's where I guess I'm brought in, is to fill a void of the center. So I think that I'll be able to mesh well with the current team. I've been here, I understand the culture, the way the game's played. I know a few of the guys already. I think if we all stay together, play as hard as we can, hopefully, we can get a lot of wins together in these next few years. And I mean, that's obviously everybody's goal is to get wins. So that's obviously my biggest goal is to get wins and try and place higher and higher in each of the different events that we have. I've had some of the stuff throughout dinners that we would have. I can't remember necessarily the names. I know it's basic everyone that comes here. I really like the fried rice. I think this time around I'll definitely try and embrace more of the food. I'm kind of a picky eater, so I need to try some of the stuff. No, it smells too bad. I heard it's good. I've heard it tastes better than it smells, which I hope I'll try it at some point, I think. I have to go cover my nose and then try it. I don't think I've heard of that one. That doesn't sound very appealing though. I just want to thank all the fans for all their support throughout these years. It kept me going when things didn't look good. I always felt the love even though I was far away. I'm looking forward to putting on the jersey for the first time and fighting for the country. I couldn't be more excited, so I'll see you all out there soon.
中华队加油！
OK。